The Oscars are finally here, which means 10 movies are competing for one Best Picture award. I'm ranking each one to see which one deserves to lift the trophy and which ones don't, starting with number 10, Emilia Perez. Emilia Perez has no business being on this list. It was truly a tough watch. It's the first musical I've ever seen that has no good music in it. The plot was thin, the ending is terrible, the acting is bad. I'm talking to you, Selena Gomez. This movie has almost nothing going for it. I have no idea how this has 13 Oscar nominations. Number 9, Wicked. This is the only other movie that I really wish wasn't on this list. The music and performances are fine, but none of the story or music is original. It's cool to see the story without the limitations of a Broadway show, but I don't think it deserved a movie, especially not a 2-part movie with a total runtime of over 5 hours. If only there were 2 other movies that were good enough this year. Number 8, A Complete Unknown. Finally, some good music. I was never a huge Bob Dylan fan, but this movie turned me into one. The acting and live performances really carried this movie. Unfortunately, it had the same problems that most musical biopics have. The story falls flat and it's pretty corny most of the time, but if you like music and or Timothée Chalamet, then it's worth watching. You just need to get past the mumbling.
Yeah, I write some was actually a couple friends of mine.
Number 7, The Substance. This one was fun. It was everything you want in a body horror with a solid story and cast. The music was awesome and it had some great scenes. I was expecting more for the ending and wish it leaned into a darker place. The whole last sequence kind of felt silly and didn't hit as hard as I hoped it would, but overall worth watching. Number 6, Nickel Boys. A movie made up entirely from the first-person point of view. It was impressive and had some incredible visuals. It made the story feel that much more personal and I was invested in all the characters. To me, the POV did get stale at some points, and sometimes it just wouldn't make sense at all, which really bothered me. I get it, it's probably really hard to make a movie this way, but why would you be staring at him right now? Still definitely worth watching, especially for the ending. Number 5, Dune Part 2. It's honestly been a year since I watched this movie, so there's a chance it would have been higher if I remembered more, but the visuals were stunning and I remember being pretty happy with the movie as a whole. I can't say much else without rewatching it, but yeah, I'm happy with it in the top 5. Number 4, Conclave. Great tension, drama, comedy, dialogue, and cast. I didn't think a movie about the Catholic Church would be this interesting, but it was. The music was awesome and the performances were incredible all around. The ending was the weakest part for me, but yeah, the rest of the movie was great. Number 3, I'm Still Here. I knew nothing about this movie going into it, but I was invested immediately. I loved the family so much that the later scenes really hit me. The performances were phenomenal, especially the mother. The movie was beautiful, especially the scenes on film. I just watched it and still don't know how I feel about the time jumps at the end, but definitely recommend this one. Number 2, Anora. For some reason, the first time I saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it was going to be trash. The stripper romance did not interest me, and I didn't think I'd ever watch it. But I was very wrong. This movie was really fun and eventful. I thought the writing and comedic elements worked really well, and the acting was amazing. The movie developed in interesting ways, and I really liked the dynamics of all the characters. The second half maybe dragged a tiny bit, but the ending made up for it. Go watch it. Number 1, The Brutalist. This movie has it all. 3.5 hours of absolutely beautiful shot after shot with the performances of a lifetime from everyone, besides maybe the weird Patrick Bateman impression from The Rich Son.
Terribly sorry about my father's theatrics. Must have caught you off guard.
But the story is shocking and satisfying and really made me appreciate the art of filmmaking. I didn't like the epilogue, but this movie was easily the best of the year for me and deserves to win the Oscar for Best Picture. I just really hope the voters at the Academy agree with me because... Wait, you're telling me the people voting for the Oscars didn't watch the movies that they're voting on in the Oscars?
And the Oscar goes to?
Anora.
Okay, I can live with that.